Garrett, flip the shop vac on. Look at that. Totally stops. For Messick here with a new product that you might want to pick up for your tractor. And that most of our equipment now is service intervals on these things have changed as fluids have gotten more advanced. You have a lot of service intervals now where you're just changing filters, but you're leaving the oil inside of the machine. That can be challenging sometimes because when you unscrew that filter, all the oil wants to run out. And the one thing that I've often read on the internet as a solution to this problem is to take your shop vac and draw a vacuum on the top of your transmission case. And we're going to show you today how much that really does help on this machine. But the one thing I couldn't figure out was how you're supposed to do this, right? How you're supposed to get the wonky hose from your shop vac to line up on that fill port hole and make everything kind of stay together while you climb down underneath the tractor. And so I turned to my son, my resident 3D printing and CAD design expert, for a solution.
So what we came up with is a very simple 3D printed adapter here that goes from the hydraulic fluid fill port to most common shop vac sizes. So the idea here is this just slides nicely into the port. You hook up your shop vac, turn it on, pull out your filter at the bottom, and it ideally should hold most of the fluid up inside of the tractor, keep you from buying more bottles.
Messick's, a helping hand with your land.
So Garrett, tell me about the part a little bit.
So we've got 3 3D printers in our basement running just about 24/7, cranking out several different variations of these for all your different tractors, all your different shop vacs. We're using a special 3D filament, chemical safe, ideal for tractor applications, and high heat resistant.
So real quick, how to put one of these together. There's 3 different variations of each one of these parts depending on the size shop vac you have. So these hoses tend to be 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, or 2.5 inches depending on your shop vac. Mine's 1.25 inches. Garrett has designed 3 different Kubota versions of these and some for some New Hollands also that are specific to some series of tractors because each one needs to be a little bit different in order to get the right angle as it comes in here to the top of the transmission case. Each of these is fit well enough that once you put that in there, it will stay. And this is the thing that I could never figure out before, right, is how do you get the hose to sit on top of that without some kind of adapter here? So simply pick the adapter that's correct for your tractor, correct for your shop vac, flip this thing on and take off your filter. It seals really well. Yeah, in fact, you can see the hose like. So we're gonna take our hydraulic suction filter here, loosen it with my wrench, and as I get this thing off, you see right here comes the oil, okay? So Garrett, flip the shop vac on. Look at that. Totally stops. Turn it off again. And out it comes, all right? Turn it back on! Super cool, right? This oil is 30 bucks a gallon, right? And being able to do this change without dumping so much into a dirty drip pan with that couple dollar adapter, I think is really cool. Pretty cool demo, right? The shop vac trick is legit. Garrett's little adapter here makes it way easier to do, right? Something you can do by yourself. And you notice how the fluid nearly stops as it's running out of the bottom of the transmission case. Let's remember, this stuff is right now $30 plus per gallon. And even in one oil change, it's pretty easy to see. You're gonna pay for the cost of that little adapter here pretty quickly. So we're gonna have a list here on Messicks.com of the models that we've gone through and picked out the ones where we know like this model fits these tractors. We also have dimensions on here as well. If you have another brand machine and you'd like to have one of these to try on your tractor, go out with a tape measure, some calipers, measure the size of those openings, and you should be able to figure out if one of our adapters will fit nicely onto your tractor. So shopping for a piece of equipment that we can help, parts and service needs for a machine you've already got, keep Garrett busy. He needs stuff to do. Give us a call at Messick's. We're available at 800-222-3373 or online at Messicks.com.
You're gonna have to bear with me. This might take 1 or 2 tries for me to.
I mean, I just bumbled around out here and said nonsensical things for several minutes.
Yeah.